By now kila Mkenya ameona SHA haijalipa KNH and KNH is not able to pay supplies, are not able to feed their patients, supplies hakuna, like basically kila kitu sahi hakuna KNH. And I am genuinely so hurt and sad that the government of Kenya is stealing from a hospital like KNH, a hospital that is supposed to be growing, that is supposed to be serving Central and East Africa. Like, where are we going as a country? Why is this happening? How did we get here that the government can literally be stealing from a hospital like KNH? You know, like someone that has experienced Kenyan public hospitals. Ooh. Kuna hospitali ingine huko kwetu, ukipeleka mama yako akiwa na mimba ataenda kuzaa, ni hospitali kubwa. You buy gloves, you buy everything. Na kama ununui patient wako aonekane basically. And me, I have like evidence that hospital is very corrupt. Evidence kwa karatasi, wanakula pesa ya wagonjwa. Like the money doesn't even get to the hospital accounts.
Number 1 referral hospital in East and Central Africa ni Kenyatta National Hospital. Na sasa hivi tunazungumza kwa Kenyatta Hospital, wagonjwa hawana chakula. Sio kama mnanipata hapa. At the same time kuna shortage ya madawa. Na hiyo hospitali ni kama inaelekea kuanguka. Sio kama mnanipata watu wangu. Mnakumbuka President William Samoei Ruto venye aliingia alikuja na kitu kingine inaitwa e-citizen. So pesa zote zina collectiwa kwa hiyo hospitali zinaenda kwa hiyo account ya government. Na hiyo account ya government ikishaweka hiyo pesa hawarudishi kwa hospitali ipatie watu service. Na vile mnajua Kenyatta Hospital ilikuwa collect 40 to 60 billion on a daily basis kila siku. Na vile mnajua hii mambo ya shisha walituletea bado. Na sasa hivi tunazungumza shisha ina iko na deni ya 5 billion yenye nafaa ilipe ya Kenyatta. So na wenye walikuwa na supply mari agencies mambo na madawa nini waliamua hapana. Kama watu walipi wacha na sisi nao tupose. Sasa ina kuambia Kenyatta ukienda huko hakuna chakula. Ni kama ukienda huko na chakula umepelekea mgonjwa wako, wale wengine wanaanza kumuomba. Niambie kama Kenya tunaelekea wapi? Na huko tu pale unasema tutam. Na kuna mtu hapo anajitajirisha akiwa peke yake. Wewe tangu uzaliwe ushaiona kitu kama hiyo kihappen kweli? Watu wangu, President Ruto anaweza kuwa anatupeleka Singapore. Ni Singapore ama ni Singapore? Singapore. But hii Singapore mimi siioni. President William Samoei Ruto tutaki atupeleke Singapore. Kitu ile tunataka atufanyie ni kitu moja. Tunataka imarishe education. Hii mambo na capitation na atoe, turudi kwa ile system yetu ya zamani. Hii mambo na shisha irekebishwe vizuri ama itolewe turudi kwa NHIF. Sio kama mnanipata. Kuna vitu vitatu President William Samoei Ruto akigusa, hata hiyo Singapore tutaitaka. Hakikishe Mkenya anakula. Hakikisha Mkenya anaenda shule. Hakikisha Mkenya anapata matibabu kwa bei inayofaa. Hiyo Singapore hata tutaitaka. Lakini ujinga kudanganya tunaenda Singapore, hakuna Singapore tunaenda. Watu wangu, kama unafuatilianga venye Kenya inaenda, huo unachukua time yako unaanza kuresearch ukicompare the previous government, hiyo ingine na hiyo ingine. Hii ya saa hii siongei kwa sababu niko baya sama nini. Mimi naongea kama Mkenya mwenye napenda nchi yangu ya Kenya. Na siwezi taka nchi yetu ya Kenya iharibike kwa sababu ya mtu mmoja ama wawili. Alafu hizo shida zitukula watu 40 something million. Wa Kenya tafadhali tuchanuke, na wale advisors wa President William Samoei Ruto, ambieni President William Samoei Ruto ukweli. Nchi ya Kenya ina collapse bwana. Kenyatta National Hospital. Unajua sasa watu wangapi wanakufa huko? Watu wangu, tuache kujifanya wajinga. Hizi gift zenye hao watu wanatupatia ati wakituambia ati Christmas. Inafaa wabunge hawa ma politician wakiwaletea hizi ma gift, mwambieni rudisheni mweke kwa shisha ifanye kazi. Waweke kwa hospitali zifanye kazi. Waweke kwa education ifanye kazi. Tuache kuwa wajinga watu wangu. Nchi yetu ya Kenya tunahitaji, na mtu mmoja ama wawili wasituharibie nchi yetu ya Kenya. Tafadhali wa Kenya tushikamane. Wakina Kenyatta walipigania nchi. Na sasa tusiharibu na mchezo tu mdogo mdogo. Sio kama mnanipata.
Health is an integral part and paramount part of the economy. Any first world country or any third world country dreaming of being in the first world league has to prioritize its health care. That means infrastructure related to health should be modern, should be technologically advanced. Universal health care should be a priority. Hospitals should have well-trained doctors and nurses, and the ratio between a doctor and a patient should be something manageable. Hospitals have to be stocked. Hospitals need to be conducting research continuously. But that's not the case with Kenya. Our politicians give us fiery speeches, wet dreams. They use grand words. They are now coining the Singapore narrative. But how are you supposed to take us to a first world country if the largest referral hospital in the entire country and even maybe the region is in a state of being moribund? It is derelict. How do you expect this hospital that is accessed by millions of Kenyans to operate? There is no money to buy food because the hospital owes suppliers over 2 billion. Even me, I will not continue supplying if that amount is anything to go by. SHA owes the hospital over 5 billion. This is a hospital that cannot afford reagents, and reagents are very important for the laboratories when doing tests. So basically, patients cannot even, their samples of blood or tissues or whatever cannot be taken to ascertain what they are suffering from. It's like walking in the dark. People are starving. Literally, your people have to bring for you food from outside. Now, this thing is not by default, it is by design. Kasongo came into power and instructed all government entities to remit money via e-citizen and under one pay bill. That was supposed to collect, to ensure that there's efficiency in revenue collection and to streamline revenue. But all in all, we know it is a cash cow. It is another corrupt avenue because that money is not even going in to the government bank, the consolidation fund. It is going to a private bank, CDN Bank, which we know is owned by none other than Kasongo. This hospital on a normal day, it can generate revenue from 40 to 60 million. Now, imagine you generate that money, you send it via that pay bill, but when it comes time to try to access it, you can't. It becomes now a struggle. It's like you taking your money to the bank, but when you want to withdraw, they make it difficult for you. And yet you have painstaking issues that you need to resolve or sort. Look at it in that way. So that money is entering, but coming out becomes a problem. So how is the hospital supposed to operate if it cannot access the money that it generates, surely? And the Auditor General has flagged e-citizen. At one point, 130 billion could not be accounted for. It could not be traced. How is this happening? It's the festive season. Your politicians are busy overseeing the poverty pilgrimage of people coming to beg them for unga, sukari, and cooking oil. And then somebody gives out those things and says they have solved your problems. And then you see foolish Kenyans twerking with unga on their heads, celebrating as if they have made a gold mine or something. Surely that unga will feed you for one day. What about the coming days to come? Teach a man how to fish. Do not fish and feed a man. Kenyans need to be independent. We don't need to be dependent. These politicians are the ones who are supposed to be formulating structures, frameworks, and policies to ensure that there's sustainability and longevity, ensuring that there is employment, encouraging innovation, promoting manufacturing and industrialization. In that way, people will have disposable incomes in their pockets. And once people have disposable incomes in their pockets, they can do their own shopping. They do not need to depend on a politician. But these people will never eradicate poverty. They will never create employment. They want you to be dependent on them. And then they lie to you that they will take you to Singapore. What Singapore? Singapore never grew by giving handouts. Look at Kenyatta National Hospital. None of them is addressing this issue because they know they are deliberately paralyzing that hospital. The money that hospital generates, wamekula, is what they are using to buy this unga and mafuta and what that you're celebrating. Then you eat chapati for one day, kesho kiara, unaenda Kenyatta. There are no reagents. There's no food there. But you are busy twerking here. Ati tutam because of unga, sugar and cooking oil. Then when you fall sick, that hospital tena wamekula pesa that bought for you that unga. You start saying, serikali saidia. Naomba serikali saidia. Isaidia nini? You are stupid. You're the people taking this country behind. You sell your dignity. You sell your hope to politicians for a mere packet of flour, sugar and cooking oil. Instead of telling that leader, pana, create employment. I want you to go back to parliament, formulate policies, hold the executive accountable for the money they are stealing. But you here being given sugar, being given cooking oil. Short-term solution. Think beyond your nose. Come next year, school fees ndo hiyo. They have already increased. Capitation imetolewa. You'll be chasing your MP for bursaries. We have a very foolish culture. Foolish culture. These are the same people who don't care whether Safaricom is sold, whether Kenya Pipeline has been sold, e-Citizen is being looted, because them they are focused on unga. You think the economy is about unga, sugar and cooking oil. I don't even have the words. The hospital is being crushed and this is by design. Then all of a sudden you'll hear them, Kenyatta National Hospital needs to be privatized under the PPPP. Then they'll go bring their proxies who will buy it. And then they say that all government employees should be treated in Kenyatta. These things don't happen by default. They happen by design. They are deliberately choking and starving Kenyatta National Hospital because they want you to see that it is not working under government, but it can work under public-private partnership, and they will privatize it. Then you will hear, oh, an Indian investor, a Turkish investor has come and bought the hospital. They want to sell Kenyatta National Hospital. Wait and see.
Nang kalagat